There's about 9 million mock drafts in this world, and all of them focus on the first round. However, there's data that shows that the best teams get hits later in the draft. Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman, Tom Brady. So, Geoff, tell me, who's going to be the sleeper? Who's going to be the Tom Brady this year who wins a Super Bowl for a team in 5 years?
Well, if you're talking about quarterbacks being drafted in the 6th, 7th round, I like David Fales of San Jose State. He looks like a prototypical pro quarterback. I watched that game where Fresno State played San Jose State, and both quarterbacks threw up astronomical numbers, 500 yards passing each. The other quarterback was Derek Carr, who people are talking about in the 1st round. David Fales looked just as good, and even Jim Harbaugh had him as his top 5 quarterbacks. So I trust Jim Harbaugh.
He's just being a nice guy. He's being a nice guy
to another Bay Area
guy. Yeah. So Terrence West, running back at Towson. Not a lot of buzz there about Towson. I missed most of the Towson games last year. He's a 5'9" speedster. He's got incredible production down at that level. We've seen production from those guys translate to NFL success in the past. Brian Westbrook out of Villanova is a good example. You know, there's a report that he can't be coached, that he has a little bit of an edge to him. Well, guess what? A running back doesn't need to be coached. He takes the ball and he goes and scores touchdowns. So I'm fine with that. It's not like quarterback where there's a very complicated system. He just will get the ball and he'll score a touchdown. The other guy I like, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. That's going to be shortened to LDT when he gets to the next round. LDT. LDT is from McGill College in Montreal, where I didn't know.
Which is a good school.
Great school, a lot of hipsters and all that stuff. Not a lot of offensive linemen. My man LDT, 6'5", 310 pounds. He wants to be a doctor. He's going to take a shortcut and go be a 3rd-round pick already. 4'9", 40-yard dash and 34 reps on the bench press. That's unbelievable. That'd be at the top, near the top at least, at the combine if he'd gone. Instead, he had a private workout in Canada. This is a guy who, if he played at Penn State or USC, would be a consensus #1 pick. He's just an explosive athlete for a big guy. And I just think that someone's going to mold him. Someone's going to want the challenge of taking a guy from McGill. He's, obviously a smart person. He's probably a good person to have in the locker room. And so they'll bring him in and they'll make him a Pro Bowler, I think. Any thoughts on that, Geoff?
The knock on him is the competition. What's the competition in Canada? Another guy with the same knock who's come out of nowhere is John Brown of Pittsburgh State, Pittsburgh with no H, the Gorillas. No one had heard of this guy.
Gorillas.
Scouting combine blows up a 4.3 4.40, second fastest of any wide receiver. He's a little undersized, and he obviously put up big numbers in Division II with Pittsburgh State, but he looks like the kind of guy, if you get him the ball, whether he's a kick returner, a punt returner, or a receiver, he has a chance to make a huge play. And if you're looking for value that late in the round, that late in the draft, he seems like a guy who can be explosive.